Try that again, shall we? Try that again. Oh my goodness. So this is what I get for changing the scenery. Okay, there we go. There we go. I was hoping to make it, let's see, if I do this. Here, I'm playing around with some stuff, guys. Bear with me. I thought I'd jazz it up today. So give me a sec. All right, let me see. I do this. And then I don't drop my phone like I did momentarily. Good morning, everybody. Hey, Abbott Elementary, I got your note. I am so sorry about your toe, and of course, tomorrow, no big deal. I'll follow up via email, though. There we go. How is that? Look at me, guys. I'm in the tropics. So, I'm just going to actually grab my teacup, okay? Let me see if I can do this. I'm getting so crafty here. Where will I put my teacup? I want to stay centered. This is how my brain works, okay? So I'm getting myself just aligned here because I'm putting the thing off center because I want to have a place for my teacup. All right, hold on. There we go. Yeah, where are we today? So German maid. We are actually just in my office, in my studio that I usually do things with. Usually I'm like over that away where my computer is and my stuff, but the weather is warm and I wanted to sit near an open window. I figured it's pretty quiet out because it's a Sunday morning. I won't be bugging anybody. My husband's asleep in the other room because we had a late night last night. And so I just thought, you know what? I want some fresh air. It's supposed to be nice. It is supposed to be nice this whole week, and it's actually even warmer out than it was yesterday. Yesterday was a bit chilly. I know you didn't sign up, you didn't join this TikTok live, everybody, to hear the weather where I live, which is just outside of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. But you know what? I'm showing you flexibility. Fresh air. It's supposed to be nice all week. I love it. Okay, Rena's at the car wash. At the car wash. Working at the car wash, yeah. Come on, y'all, and sing it with me, car wash. Okay. I love it. I love going to the car wash. That before and after, the fact that somebody else is doing most of the work, you know, love it. So good morning, everybody. If you haven't met me before, I always like to be polite. Regulars will know I'm just being the polite person that I am, in that it isn't always the same group of people. So my name is Beth. I'm a decluttering life coach, and I show up here on TikTok doing TikTok lives. I've got videos. I've got a TikTok page, and my coaching is called Destination Decluttered. Okay. Now here's an interesting thing to me anyway. I always say here's an interesting thing because I find so many things interesting, and interesting monsters need interesting hairdos, if you know what I mean. Right behind me, this picture right here, this is a picture I took of one of my favorite destinations. So when I'm working at my desk over there and I look around and I see things in my house, I want my eyes to land on something that I love. Now this is poolside in Palm Springs at the Orbit Inn Motel. But I say this because I want you, the reason I'm here is so you can look around your home. And when you look around, your eyes land on things that you love. Now, if you have clutter, your eyes look around, and there hopefully are some places where your eye can land and go, and not technically your eye can land. That'd be kind of gross, like your eye landing. It's your gaze, your vision. You see something. How does it make you feel? And at least for me, anyway, clutter makes me feel, bustin' makes me feel good. Clutter is the stuff that I look at and I go, ugh, you know? Stuff like, ugh, yuck, I don't like that. Somebody gave that to, like, seriously, yesterday, I'll share. Total. You know what would be clutter? And clutter can come into your house whether you're a decluttering life coach or not. Humans, we have stuff in our house. So yesterday we had a wonderful day. My husband and I think some of you I told, and whatever. Yesterday was our wedding anniversary, my husband and I, and we had a packed day regardless, because again, talking about clutter, we don't clutter, we make an effort to not clutter up our schedules with stuff we don't want to do. On the flip side, I am so good at putting stuff I want to do on the calendar. It's a gift. It's a talent. I love it because life is so short. So yesterday, why am I even telling this story? Oh yeah, so yesterday we went, there was a fair down the street. It is now packed up. I saw the cotton candy people driving by yesterday morning. I was like, bye. I'll see you next year for a tummy ache and some really tasty stuff. But yesterday we played bingo, drag bingo out on the at the fair, and I won a I don't know, a game of bingo. I got a bingo, bingo, you've won. Beach blanket, bingo. So I won a bingo, and I got a little gift bag. Now there was some stuff in the gift bag I liked, but there was some stuff in the gift bag I didn't like. I already have the stuff I didn't like packed up, and with, appreciation for winning, I have like this candle that I got. It doesn't smell good to me. It might smell delightful to somebody else, so I'm going to donate it. I have a donation bag. So that's what clutter is. Clutter really is the stuff that just does not connect up with you. Who knows? Maybe me showing up here and you're not digging what I'm saying. Maybe I'm cluttering up your TikTok channel. But what I want for you is almost like your own kind of, how they say that the algorithm here on TikTok, it kind of curates what you see based on what you like and it shows you more. I know this because I must have stopped on a couple of videos recently that had to do with cute animals and Depeche Mode, because I'm Gen X. and thank you, Alicia the Widow, for our congratulations, and User 59. Yeah, we had a lovely time. Wonderful dinner last night, a lot of fun. Feeling a little bit puffy, that's okay. But notice how I love this. You know what? I love this because I love proving to the people that want to automate everything. They think machines can figure it all out. The whole algorithm. I know what you like. Based on the songs you're shazamming, I can offer up more. No. I love thwarting that machine because I am a human and I am unpredictable. I am predictable in some ways, but you don't know me, and I love kind of flipping the bird at the algorithm sometimes. Like, it thinks because I stopped on one thing, you know what, maybe it's because I put my phone down, whatever. I say this to you in the notion of curating your own particular FYP, as it were, in the real world. Curating. I was an art history major, so we did a lot of museum studies types things. Curation is having an amount of items and picking out the best ones and letting the other ones go, putting them in storage if you don't use them, giving them to other selling them to other museums, having a collection of stuff that lights you up. What you own should be a reflection of who you are, and also maybe who you used to be and who you want to be. All of the y'alls can be, I'm looking over, usually when I do, well, here, I can show you here. Let me see if I can do this. All right, so see right there? See, you know where I am now, right? There's different places. And I decided to sit near a window with the air coming in today. It's supposed to be beautiful this weekend, so I'm excited. But the stuff that I have in my my IKEA bookcase right here reminds me of who I am, who I was, and who I want to be. I've got the who I was because I've got a thing of, Retro Roadmap was my website that I did for the wicked long time. I wrote books. I've got something there that I can almost guarantee you has like cassette tapes, mixtapes that I made back in the day that I still want to keep. And I've got my TWA bag that reminds me of travel. I want to travel more. So I see that and I'm like, that's right. I want to be and am an international traveler. So I say this as encouragement, not showing off, because oh my gosh, I swear to gosh, swear to God, I am in this room, and this room didn't always look like this. If anything, it's a little bit echoey. I don't know if it sounds echoey for you, but I have a chair that will be put in this corner permanently. But I was waiting for the right thing. I wasn't just going to shove something in this corner to fill it up. So I got used to dealing with an empty space. Actually, it's funny, when I did that little pan, you see this giant green ball. I thought I was going to be one of those people that sat on that medicine ball while they're doing stuff, and I just don't. I should try it again. Notice clutter. Something you buy, you think you're going to use it, and squirrel, no lie, squirrel. You think you're going to use it, and you try it and you maybe use it, but it doesn't get into the habit. So then you keep it because you think, oh, I'm going to use that someday. But have I used it? No, it's pretty much been hanging out in the corner here. You know what? I realized I'm going to do this because I realized I'm kind of hunched over a little bit. You guys are going to crack up if you saw like my what do you call it? My rig here. Are we going to balance? Okay, I need to be careful because this is like a Jenga tower of stuff. It's like a Jenga tower of stuff. So, okay, now I don't have to be squashing down to see you and your comments. Good morning, Carla. Nice to see you. I am in the other room. Okay, Lori Hannah. Hey, Lori Hannah. Curating is one of my favorite concepts for letting go of things I love, but I have too much. Purses, for example. Now, here's a funny thing about purses. Now, I have a closet over here that has some purses hanging in it. I rarely carry a purse anymore. Post COVID, I don't really carry a purse. I have my credit cards on my phone and I put it in my pocket, and that's about it. However, do I still have purses? Yes, I do, because occasionally I will need them. So, Lori Hannah, even if you and I weren't coaching together, here's what I would suggest to you is honing in on the ones that you really, really like, that work well, that look good, that function well, and also that kind of you tell you good stories. And also thinking if there's, one, if you use certain ones, like I'm kind of picturing some of the ones I have, and is there a certain time where you tend to use a purse, and do you have multiples that you could use at that same time? Maybe you say, okay, these are always the ones. I'll just use myself as an example. These are the purses I carry when I am at a tiki event. Now, what's a tiki event? It's when we get dressed up in vintage tiki stuff and we drink tiki cocktails and listen to surf music. So, do I have multiple tiki purses? Yeah, at one point I did, but then I realized there was this one favorite one that just checked all the boxes. And I got compliments on it, and I still have it. Now, do I go to tiki events much anymore? No, not so much. And even next week when we go to Hawaii, I will not be bringing that purse because it's bulky. However, I keep it because it doesn't take up much room, but I also deaccessioned the ones that I didn't. I actually sold some of mine at a tiki event. So think of the ones that are almost duplicates of purpose. And also the other thing is when you say you have too much, just notice that you are telling yourself that the number is off. I didn't say you have too many purses, I sometimes think I have too many, but then each one of them I'm like, no, I'm saving that because of this. I'm saving this because of that. There's one of them easily that's probably, it's so funny, it's probably considered vintage now, but I bought it at Express on Newbury Street in Boston. When I worked on Newbury Street in Boston, when I was kind of reinventing my life and I had this job, ironically at a vintage, home goods place, because that's just I love talking about and dealing with stuff. And I bought this one little purse. It's kind of sassy. It goes over your shoulder. And I love the colors in it. And it reminds me of that time of my life. So, do I use it often? No. Have I used it? Yes. Might I use it in the future? Possibly. And if I don't, I have a little shop I can donate it to. But also, it's not taking up that much room. So there's a certain amount of stuff that if I lived smaller and I had to really hone it down, yeah, I would get more particular. I could hone down my things even further. But I have enough room for my stuff. So just think about that and notice that part of you is telling another part of you that I have too much. So the neat thing is when both of you, you're kind of backseat driver and your co-pilot, if you are thinking you have too much, just get curious. Could you even remove one purse from your collection? Maybe that's just enough. Kind of like, remember that Don't Break the Ice? I use that game often in my analogies. Like there's a certain amount that's just right, and if you do one, you're like, no, that's not enough. I want to keep that right amount. But just give it a shot. Give it a shot, okay? There we go. Mike Hawk and Wilma Dickfit, love your live streams. All right, awesome, you guys. I love my live streams too, and I hope you guys are. It says Traveling Hubby. I'm all about the travel, people. I mean, look at me. Doesn't it look like I'm poolside in Palm Springs as opposed to in suburban Philadelphia? Okay, so Cat Mama worked in the cellar. Love your use of cellar, says the former and forever New Englander. Worked in the cellar Friday. To Goodwill yesterday, big tote stuff. 3 Christmas mangers, not all mine. Today, the yard. Awesome. Awesome. I love it. Whitney says, I am awesome. Whitney says I'm awesome. I think you're awesome too. Because you know what? Every single person who's showing up here, Whitney and Cat Mama and Traveling Hubby and June Bugs Eyes and Lori Hannah and Jen and everybody whose names I can't see, every single one of you is awesome. Because I don't show up just to like show you the latest thing or try to sell you something. I mean, frankly, I do have something to sell if you want me to be your one-on-one coach. You pay me to do that. That's the only thing I sell. You know that, and if you didn't know it, you know it now. But I'm not here to convince you to coach with me. But what I love is you're showing up because you want to learn something. You know, you want to learn something about how to make it easier, hopefully, to get decluttered, to kind of get the balance right. Maybe that's why. Seriously, maybe that's why I got a Depeche Mode video on my FYP this morning, because I'm always talking in songs, and I talk about get the balance right. And the balance is completely 100% up to you. The quantity and quality of stuff you have in your house. The stuff that lights you up, it's all for you. The stuff that you go meh at, somebody else could be like, oh my God, I love that. You know, we are all different people. So getting the balance right for you in your home and learning how to do that. Learning how to do that is so cool because, and again, this is why I show up at 9 a.m. on a Sunday after having a wildly fun day and evening. A little bit, you know, less than fresh, as I like to say. And halfway, honestly, I got my pajama pants on right now, you guys, just so you know. I show up to teach you this because when you learn how to curate your stuff, you begin, every time you're getting practice in answering the question, what do I want? I want this. I don't want that. I think I'm going to sneeze momentarily, so just as a heads up. I don't want this. I want more of this. I want less of that. When you practice this with your stuff, you start to see a difference. Excuse me, I am going to sneeze. Excuse me. Excuse me. All right. There might be another one. You learn how you get into the habit of, you build the muscle of asking yourself what you want and answering it and doing it accordingly. Thank you, everybody, for the bless yous. I feel blessed. All right. So I just freaking love teaching you. I want more people to know how to do this because when you learn how to make the life you want happen, and this is more life coachy, but it applies. I wouldn't get all, broad about this if I didn't know that what I teach you in decluttering can be copied and pasted into other areas of your life for wonderful effect. Okay. Nancy is saying, I'm on weekend 2 of a moving sale, 24 years, 2 kids, so much stuff. Yeah. I've scheduled a donation pickup. Oh, Nancy, my goodness. How fun. How, emotional and just the good, the bad, the facts of life, right? 24 years, 2 kids, so much stuff. You're seeing those 24 years go by you, but you're scheduling a donation pickup because you're saying, if it doesn't sell, I'm good with letting it go to somebody else who can use it. And wow, how cool is that going to be when 24 years, you've kind of caught up to who you are now, and you're better prepared to be who you want to be. You have the space. You have the space up here not to be like, oh, I should really clean out the basement. We should really clean out the basement. Or got to go down the cellar. Got to go down the cellar. Got to clean the cellar, got to do this, got to do that. Oh my gosh, I got to do it. You don't have to do that anymore. It's just quiet. I love it. So congratulations. June Bugs Eye says, I've been with help of my daughter and going through the basement in ways to go by, but 7 huge bags are gone. Yes. Celebrate every little thing. Even me, honestly, saying to myself yesterday, I smelled the candle that I wanted bingo. I didn't like the smell. That's okay. Somebody else may love this candle. It's just my nose is different from your nose. So me saying I am going to not burn this candle and keep it. I am going to give it away and I put it closer. Actually, I don't think it's in the donation bag, but I'm going to do it. Those little decisions are the ones that get it so your house is looking and feeling like you want it to with the right quantity for you of the stuff you have. Okay. All right. April Scott is saying, I'm currently moving from home of 18 years, 7 kids into our new home, trying to, I assume to say, declutter and purge. Excited, love it, but so overwhelmed with all the stuff and choices. Okay, let me help you with that, please. Let me help you with this because this will help. All right, so, and this will help all of you, not just April Scott. Overwhelm, overwhelm. Like if I had a word over my head and it said overwhelm, it was over my head, is because I want you to realize when you feel overwhelmed, first of all, I want you to feel, where was I? I think it was in yoga class talking about the mind-body connection. I don't know, it was somewhere. Maybe it was on TikTok. The connection between your body and your mind. So you have a feeling of overwhelm. I am overwhelmed. Sometimes we don't even think it's a feeling. We just are it, right? You're embodied this feeling of overwhelm. Notice that feeling. And when you recognize you're feeling overwhelmed, I want you to think of this. This is a tool in my decluttering coaching toolkit. Here, have it. Doesn't mean that I don't have it anymore. It means I get to share it with you and now you have it. And you can use it for when you're feeling overwhelmed. I want you to remember that the word overwhelm has the word over in it. And I like to work in opposites. If I feel this way, I don't want to feel that way. What's the opposite? Now, overwhelmed, underwhelmed, if that's a word, says the Sloan. I want to think down. I want you to think that to get it from overwhelmed to somewhere else, I want you to think of the word down. Now, there's a bunch of downs, okay? I want you to use these on yourself. I want to be like, oh, that's right. Instead of over, I want to think down. Because I want to calm down my nervous system. I want to focus down on where my nervous system is. I want to breathe down into my lungs. I want to quiet down my voice. Maybe I need to go to a place where it's quiet. Maybe it's noisy outside. I'm going to shut the windows. I'm going to put in some earbuds. I'm going to go out into my car and lock the door and just sit there. I'm going to quiet down, slow down. What else? Calm down. What's some other downs, you guys, like that? You know, there's another one. There was another one I thought of recently. Slow down. You know, you move too fast. When you're feeling overwhelmed, first of all, the very first thing is to just check in with yourself. Yourself. I'm on this kick now where I love the fact that we tend to use the word yourself as things, and you've got yourself. You own something, your thing called a self. You have a self in you. How is your self feeling? Your self is feeling overwhelmed. Calm down your overwhelmed self. Once you are feeling, notice I said, when you're feeling better, when you're feeling even less overwhelmed, when you're feeling less overwhelmed, this is when I want you to do this. A couple more downs. I want you to chunk it down. Now, what does that mean? Notice you said, April. Where was it? Yes, overwhelmed with or by. I'm overwhelmed because of all of the stuff and kind of parentheses, all of the choices. All. Notice how big that word is. All. I have to do it all. That's too big. That's overwhelming is the size of what you're thinking of doing. I want you to chunk it down. Okay? Everybody. When you're looking at something and you're thinking of it and you're overwhelmed, it's probably because you've got your wide angle lens on and you're looking at everything. I want you to change the lens and I want you to focus down. I want you to chunk it down into smaller sections because that's the only way we ever get anything done. If somebody said to me, you need to make $1 million, I'd be like, whoa, that's a lot. But somebody said to me, you need to make $1. That's a chunk of $1 million is a dollar. So chunk down your home, everybody, including April. Okay, chunk it down. This is the great thing. Unless you live in a giant like Tribeca loft and it's one of those funky ones you would see on some sort of 80s TV show or whatever. Like your house is probably already chunked down. I'm in one room of our house. Used to be a bedroom. I use it as an office. We have another bedroom. It's a bedroom. I have a third bedroom. It's my husband's studio. We have our living room. We have what used to be the dining room. We call it the tiki room. We've got the kitchen. We've got the basement, or as we would call it back in New England, the cellar. Okay? Start with one room. Chunk it down. Chunk down that room even further. I've got that tabletop. I've got that thing. Chunk it down. And don't worry. Put on your blinders. Don't look at anything else but that chunk and ask yourself, and this is the really fun thing. April Scott, think about this. You're designing, you are shopping for, furnishing your Barbie dream house. You're moving into a new place and you get to decide what you bring in there and you get to decide what doesn't make the cut. You get to curate it because the curation will help you get there. Okay, So remember, get excited about it. And with every choice you're making, you are furnishing the dream home that you want to have. You're dreaming of what it looks like. So dream, does that chair look like it would fit there in that room? Where do I imagine this stuff in my new house? And I will say this too, because I've dealt with, when I do these TikTok lives and even people I do one-on-one coaching with, everybody, whenever we all move, we just make a best guess. So you will probably bring more stuff than you technically need or want to your new home, just in case. Well, I'm not sure, but just in case, I'm going to bring it. I did it myself when we moved here almost 20 years ago. I used to sell mid-century modern stuff. We literally moved in here with 4 couches, 17,000 lamps, a whole bunch of smalls. It took a while. So just know when you move, after you get to your new home and you set it up organically, don't unpack everything, whatever. Allow yourself to live in there organically. The stuff you need on an everyday basis, you're going to immediately unpack. Your toothbrush, your frying pan, your coffee mug. Notice the things you use every day. Those are going to get unpacked first. Notice the stuff that doesn't get unpacked for a while and get curious about that. Now, being that we live in a planet that has seasons, sometimes it's seasonal stuff. If I move here in May, I'm probably not going to be unpacking my Christmas stuff until December. But notice the stuff that doesn't make the cut initially and allow yourself. You will most likely need to declutter your new house, not shortly, after you move into it. There's nothing wrong with that. It is part of the process. Okay? So April, I hope this helps you and I hope it helps everybody. Overwhelm is the feeling that if we allow ourselves to feel it and we don't know what to do about it, we get stuck. We freeze. We go do something else as opposed to the thing we're supposed to do or want to do. I'm excited to move to my new house, but I'm so overwhelmed I don't know where to start, so I don't start at all. Now you have a skill. This is what coaching is. I teach you skills, and you practice using those, and you're like, oh, that's right. I got to remind myself. I got to use these skills on myself too. I do. I will go into a place, and I'm like, whoa, that's a lot. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Put on the blinders, put on the earbuds, whatever it is, focus down, and then when you feel better, when you feel less overwhelmed, you chunk it down and you just start doing it. Okay? All right? Oop. See, this is what happens. TikTok bops me to the very last thing when I want to just make sure I say hello to everybody. Well, or just, acknowledge all these things. All right. Okay. Again, June Bug's Eyes. Notice I didn't even see your thing about overwhelm. Okay, everybody, check. I don't say check your overwhelm. No, check yourself for ticks. Check yourself for overwhelm. And if you find yourself feeling overwhelmed, you can do something about it. Okay? Blue Bottle Fine says, my issue is stuff I have to sell as a pastime. Life happens, and now I have a she shed full. Happens to all of us. Or, no, happens to many of us. Trust me too. I was selling stuff because I wanted to. It was fun. Then I turned it into a business. Then I had to sell it. And then what I did for fun turned into something that was an obligation. It was like, as I like to say, it was fun until it wasn't. Okay, now I have to sell it. Now I have too much stuff. Blue Bottle Finds. Here's what I will recommend to you from my experience. And also I see my sister going through this because my sister had a vintage store and now she's done with it. What she did for fun has changed. It is no longer the way she was doing it, bringing her the fun. Same thing with me. Pick out your high ticket items. Find the best way to get money on those. Also, do not waste your time on the little smalls, the stuff, because it's going to take you basically the same amount of time if you're selling stuff online. This may help all of you. If you're thinking, oh, I'm going to sell that, I want you to think of this. When you are listing something on eBay or listing something on Facebook or even doing anything to sell something, it will basically take you about the same amount of time to get something listed for sale that costs, $10,000 versus a thing that costs $10. So look for the high ticket items. Also, get comfortable with, donating some stuff that just to empty out your she shed. Donate the stuff that's smalls. You got it from some way. You probably paid a little bit of money because you were going to buy it. Ignore the sunk costs. Acknowledge the sunk costs. Let it go. And empty your she shed. But it's okay to have done something once and then realize you thought it was going to be a thing and now it's not a thing. I used to sell stuff on eBay. Literally, I was an early adopter on eBay back in the 90s because I came from the collector world. And I thought this was great, and I loved going out, and that was fun for me because I would go out to thrift stores, I would buy stuff, and then I would sell it on eBay. And that was fun until it wasn't. Until it was like, oh, this is a pain in my ass. This is not as fun as I used to think it was. So when things start to be a PITA, consider stopping doing them, okay? Yeah, don't be overwhelmed, people. Yeah. Yep, and emotions. Nancy and Michelle, I'm catching up on some old stuff. Emotions. It's just emotions that's taking me over. Tied up in sorrow, lost it. I don't know all the words. Samantha sang and the Bee Gees, pretty much. Gen Xer with a head full of music. Hey, my people, you're going to feel emotions. That reminds you, you're not a robot. You're not an algorithm. You're not something that is AI generated. You are a 100% individual, unique human being on the planet. And part of the package of being a human is you're going to feel emotions. Good ones, bad ones, the facts of life. Take the good to take the bad to take the facts of life. Facts of life. You know what? They're not all good and they're not all bad. They're just emotions that we feel them all. Allow yourself to feel them. Remind yourself of your humanity. Say, thank effing God, I am not a robot. Okay? Yep. Looking, smelling, feeling, all that. All of your senses are involved in this. You know, I can smell a smell and be reminded of something. I can see something. I can hear something. I can taste something. I can feel a what do you call it? Like, a texture and be reminded of something. Alrighty. Yeah, Carla is saying, a few years ago, I used to take the weekend and travel to Target Dollar Sports to find the hard to find things. Yeah, it was fun, I bet. You know? Yep, keep it up. I have one too, my dirty little secret. You know, it's stuff my kids want me to hold on to. Ooh, user 1963. I'm going to hop onto that one. If your kids want you to hold on to it, I don't know how old your kids are, but if they are over the age of 18, if they want it, give it to them. Teach your kids, teach your children well. Start at any age and tell them that you are not, the cube storage down the street. If they want it, they can take it. Now, they may not be able to take it now. Maybe they're in college. Maybe they have a small apartment. But start the conversation of, if you want this, let's make a plan for it because I don't want it in my house anymore. You know? Carla, I love it. Carla's saying, it felt so big because it was such a hunt down. Yeah, notice the hunt. The hunt. That was the thing, I will say. Changing that I totally started to notice where in the process. This is how my brain works. What part of the process did I get the biggest kick out of? Same thing when I was an art history major and photo minor, and I've taken photographs my entire life. And when I was in photo classes, there were certain parts of the process that I enjoyed more than others. In collecting, that thrill of the hunt. I don't know what I'm going to find, but maybe this one. Ooh, let's see. Oh, you know what I found? Check it out. Ooh, that's where the feeling was to me. After you find it, you put it in your cart, or you get it, and then even when you get it home, you're like, oh, all right, well, now I have this thing. Sometimes the adrenaline, the dopamine, that swing of yes, that wears off maybe before you've even gotten home from Brimfield. Okay, I know it's Brimfield week because actually my sister was in Brimfield and I saw one of her videos, and now I get Brimfield. I'm like, people, I've been there. I have done that. I've been going there since I was 3 years old, you know. I love this. And yes, Carla Holiday says, now that stuff has to go. Yep. Loopy 2 p.m. says, thanks to you. Oh, to me and my page. I am almost done with shredding. Clutter from 20 and 21. Awesome. Loopy 2 p.m. That is great. That is great. Yep, June Bug's Eyes is saying congratulations. Good stuff. Feels good. Feels good, people. This is why we do it. This is why we do it. This is why I do it. Feels good. I like to do things that feel good. Makes me feel good. Maybe I'm being greedy here to show up on a TikTok live at 9:35 in the morning. Hello, if we haven't met, my name is Beth, Decluttering Life Coach. If you haven't been to my page before, Destination Decluttered. I call it Destination Decluttered because I like to travel. I'm here maybe because I'm being greedy, because I feel good when I know that I have something that I can share that's going to help people. It doesn't make me feel good. It doesn't make me feel good when I keep it to myself. I want to share it. It's one of the things I have learned about myself because I think a lot. I enjoy thinking. I love solving problems. I love learning things that interest me. Don't ask me to learn about sports. I could give a hoot. don't pollute. But I can totally love thinking about this. And one of the things that I love is I love discovering things and sharing them. Hey, look at this vintage thing I got. Look what I found. Look. And then, oh, that's awesome. Thank you. That's so cool. That interaction fills me up. That's why I show up and do my one-on-one coaching. I got a mailing list, destinationdecluttered.com/join. You can join that. This is why I do it, because it feels good. And I want decluttering to feel good to you. You're probably not decluttering because you think it's going to not feel good. Who was it just yesterday? T-Site, I don't know if you're on here. T-Site found $5,000 check. Now, I'm not saying you're going to find money in your house, but people have. A client of mine, two clients of mine, actually found $2,000 in ones in an envelope. Another one found $2,000 in cash as well. Now, I'm not going to say if the cash wasn't there, I'm not going to say like the universe is going to pour it down into your house. I'm not going to be that airy-fairy or, woo-woo about it. But you may have something that you lost in your house that's worth money. You may have forgotten that you hid some money in an old piggy bank like I did. I forgot that because I was like, oh, check me out. I hid money in this piggy bank and then I found the money. Find it before you donate the stuff and then somebody else finds your monies. Okay? Slow in the process. Okay, people, I want to talk about the speed with which you're driving. This is something I say to myself on days where I don't, part of me is like, you're moving too slow, you really should be. And I'm like, you know what? This is my backseat drivers. You're moving too slow, blah, blah, blah. I say backseat drivers. It's really just one scared little kid in the backseat. And her name is Fear. Hey, you know what? This is when I say, I may be moving slowly, but I'm moving. And even when I'm not moving, I'm like, you know what? I'm filling up my tank. I'm laying in bed today because I'm freaking exhausted, and I can't. I'm physically exhausted, and I'm going to honor that, and I'm going to fill up my tank. So when you say you're going too slow, how about this? You are going the right speed for the conditions, the driving conditions today. Be proud of what you're doing. Be proud of you moving forward regardless of the pace you're getting there. The tortoise and the hare, anybody? The kind of worst thing you could do, decluttering, is to not do any at all, and even that's not worse. So none of this too slow thing, okay? I'm here to help you guys. Reframe that. Think of it in a different way. I am moving, and I am moving at a pace that feels good to me today. Now, you might feel a bit frustrated when you're like, I want to be somewhere, and that's where coaching can help, is why am I always moving so slowly? Why is this taking so long? I'm there pretty much to help you identify those roadblocks that are stopping you from making progress. That's what one-on-one coaching does. But yeah, slow process. And it is going to be a slow process in certain points. It's going to be a slow process because you need to ask yourself a question and you need to listen for the answer. You need to listen right here in your heart for the answer. When you pick up something, you're saying, what is this? Oh, that's right. Then you're going to ask the question, do I want it anymore? Do I want it or not? That's going to take time and energy. But I will promise you, the more you show up and ask that question, you're building a muscle. You are learning more about yourself, about what you want and what you don't want. You're getting practice in that, and the more you practice it, the easier those decisions make, because you know more about yourself to be keeping the stuff that's defining the life you want and removing the things that just don't do it for you anymore or maybe never did. Okay. I love it. Loopy 2 p.m. saying we'll get there together. Okay. I have a terrible time getting to the finish line. Yeah, because finished can be a thing. What if I don't feel good? What if I get to there and I still don't feel good? Think about why you're getting to the finish line. Why you're not getting to the finish line. Now, I will say this, it's 9:40. I'll be here for about another 20 minutes. TikTok just bopped all the questions in front of me, and now I'm going to scroll backwards, so I might get things out of order. Okay. Cree got the juice. I need to declutter my house 20 years worth. It's too much. Cree, I'm going to help you with this. So 2 things. One is, if you look on my videos on Destination Decluttered here on TikTok, I have done many videos about the feeling of overwhelm. I've lived here for 20 years. It's, 20 years worth of stuff. It's too much. When you feel it's too much, that is what I call overwhelm. You may call it different words, but when you look on my page for videos, look for ones that say overwhelm. Learn to calm down your body. learn to feel better, calm down. I did it earlier in this video. When this video is posted to the Destination Decluttered YouTube channel, you can watch this one again for earlier before you signed on, because I went through how to calm down the overwhelm and chunk it down. That's what I would say. Calm down, chunk down, write it down, all the downs. Okay? So there is stuff you can do about that. Now, just a quick word about when this video is going to get posted public. If you're on the Destination Decluttered email mailing list, one of the cool things is that you get to see the videos before anybody else. So you go there now, there are over 200 videos posted on that page. I'm going to rejigger it a little bit today, but the May ones, the live, the most recent videos are behind not a paywall, but they're just hidden, and they're only available this month for the people on the mailing list. It's basically to encourage you to sign up for my free mailing list. I mean, seriously, because I give good stuff to the people on the mailing list. So if you're interested, destinationdecluttered.com. This video will be posted later today. You'll get to see it when you're on the mailing list because you have the link. As soon as June hits, or I was thinking about this the other day, like we're going on vacation. I don't want to be like hinking around on YouTube while I'm on vacation. So probably after the last TikTok live that I do, which will be sometime next week, for the month anyway, then I will make the videos public. But people on the mailing list always get first dibs. Okay? There we go. Nurse Jackie's helping you out one room at a time. Chunk it down. I love it. User 1963 says, Beth here is awesome. I am helping. I love seeing people helping each other. Okay, yeah. Squirrel Chaser. Our basement flooded, so the clutter just did too. Yeah. But forcing me to address the stuff I've avoided. I'll share with you. Same thing happened here. I am really good, and this is something I want to help you with. You may live in a house with other people. Other people have their stuff. They may not think that the clutter is a big deal. You may think their clutter is a big deal. I want to help you with this. Work on your own stuff first. And when you can more effectively deal with your stuff, then possibly you can help other people. Now, I say this because we had a leak. We did. One of our gutters got knocked over. We didn't realize it. And thank goodness I went down the basement for something random. And I was like, oh, crap, there's water coming in. So we went and we had to move around a bunch of stuff to sandbag it and whatever. It wasn't that, sandbagging, dramatic. No, it wasn't that bad. But what it did was, and I want you guys to think about this. When you've got your stuff in nice, tidy things, you think you can't move it. You think it's good. When you move things at an angle, when you break apart, when you pull apart the things that are there, when you muck around with it, when you break the kind of the staticness of it, that reminds you that you can do something about it. So I use this as a perfect opportunity to say to my husband, hey, come on, could you please go through your stuff? Now, the cool thing is, my husband going through his stuff, we found some stuff that he had left in a tote from when his parents had passed. This was easily, 18 years ago? Yeah. He hadn't looked at it in 18 years. We opened it up. Not to get too detaily, there was stuff in there that he could sell. He did sell. He split the money with his brother. Now both of them benefited because he went through his clutter. But what I say is, work on your own stuff first. And work on your own way of being not bitchy about it. I can be bitchy sometimes. I do, because I just want it done. Chop, chop, Johnny. Chop, chop. I'm from New England. I'm not. It's how I've learned to act in a different way to get the result I want. And he has gone through his stuff. He has found some cool things. Are we done? No. We still have stuff in the basement. Are we going to get it done? Yes, we will. But we feel okay about it now because we spend our time doing fun things and it's not unmanageable down there. Okay, so I just want to hope it. Hey, there we go. See, I can't make this stuff up, people, but it is amazing. German Maid just says, I found a credit statement for $2,300 from a deposit I had to make for a vet bill, and I got my refund. This money you're finding could pay for coaching. It's so true. But notice that too. Notice the things that you will discover. Don't think of decluttering as painful. Think of decluttering as a treasure hunt. You may find thousands of dollars, you may find jewelry, you may find something you lost, but the number one thing you're going to find when you declutter that is the most valuable, oh my God, I'm going to try so hard not to sound like a 70s self-help book. You're going to learn more about yourself. You're going to discover yourself. You're going to discover who you really are. Now, I say that with the rolling eyes of the earnestness of self-help, and I lovingly mock it because the sentiment is true. But I mock it because, oh my gosh, the over earnest way of self-help is what stopped me from getting self-help when I needed it, because it did not speak to me. So if you see these things and you roll your eyes, maybe you want to hang out with me, because I roll my eyes at it even when I say not the concept, but just the way it's presented. But I'm telling you, you will learn about yourself, who you used to be. I used to have a crush on Davy Jones and Sean Cassidy. I used to, listen to records with my friend, my cousin Kim, and we'd dance around to the Bee Gees. I used to, whatever. I used to go to punk rock shows. I used to be married. I used to do all these things. Some of the things I still do now. I love listening to music. I love dancing around to the Monkees. I do that stuff now. What do I want to do in the future? I still have my Monkees records from 1976 when I got them when somebody was decluttering. I will never give those away because they are so integral into who I am. I married a musician who does pop music, So you discover who you were, who you are, and who you want to be. And that's so cool. Because there's stuff you liked back in the day that you don't like anymore. I don't like strained vegetables like I did, though, when I was 1 or 2 years old. I don't like, stuff that I used to like. And now I'm like, no, that's cool. I did it at one point. Now I'm good. Now I'm off on to different things. I'm evolving as a human. So notice the stuff you're going to discover. And think of decluttering as a treasure hunt. Okay? I love it. Nurse Jackie says, starting in January, I purge and clean 1 room a month. It helps to keep on track. I love it. Yeah, I love it. Carla is also saying, and I know I'm catching up on the stuff because it went scrolls. What makes you feel good today may make you feel bad tomorrow, but you can reverse that too. And don't feel bad about it. Here's what I want to say to everybody, including myself. I spent a lot of time, I will be really sincere here. I spent a lot of time in my 20s and 30s and teens thrifting and collecting and going out to thrift stores and going to Brimfield and things like that. You know why? Because it was fun in a way, but it also took up my time, it took up my energy, and it distracted me from the bigger, scarier picture of what the F is going on with my life. I don't know. The overwhelm was so big and I was discouraged from even looking at it. So I focused on doing something that made me feel better in the moment. I've also done that where I've found something and I'm like, oh, I'm going to go to every store to pick it up. I've done that because it feels good and it gives me some structure and it makes me feel like I'm accomplishing something. But I know for myself that it was also helping me avoid scariness and pain. So I look back on those times and I say this to you, Carla, I say it to everybody. Don't look back in anger, as the song says. Look back in love. Love who you have been at every stage of your life. Remind yourself that you were doing the best you could with what you had. You were doing the best you could with the skills you had, with the way of dealing with your feelings, with the people around you, the situation. You were doing the best you could with what you had. Right now, you're also doing the best with what you have. So if you don't have decluttering skills, maybe that's why we're hanging out today on a Sunday morning, because you want to learn them. Totally cool. That's why I show up, is to teach you them. I teach you them on the TikTok lives and on the videos. I also do one-on-one coaching. Now I bring that up only because, I want you to know about it so you know that there are different ways to get, help. The coaching is paid coaching, but the main reason I'm bringing it up right now is so you know about it. So you say, okay, noted. Maybe I do. As a wonderful ex-client of mine, nobody's an ex-client. You're always a client because I always have you in my heart. Said, I saw you on TikTok and I said, I want her all to myself. I don't want her answering any other questions. I want her to help me with my stuff. That's what one-on-one coaching does. Chunks it down to just you and me, hanging out in the car, metaphorically, of course. And I coach on Zoom and I help people from all over the country. But the other reason I say this is because coaching starts with a consultation, and I have consultations on my schedule available for this coming week. After that, I am going off the digital grid, as I like to call it. It's a fancy way of saying I'm going traveling, and I do that a lot, but I prepare you for that. So there's going to be a 2-week span, actually probably, I don't even know if I'm going to put stuff onto this calendar. No. See, here's the deal. After this week, you're not going to see, and I'm making this stuff up as I go, because I realized I don't want to be accepting consultations while I'm on vacation. So it's going to be a whole spate of weeks. So if you want to start coaching with me by like mid-June, get a consultation this week. We can put you on the schedule, then we make it happen. It can happen as soon as, June 11th, we could start. Okay? I say that to you to let you know that there's help out there. That I want to help you. I'm just sitting here, what is it? Ladies are ready. Like, what is it? Operators are standing by. I'm not standing by my phone, but I have opportunities where we can make that happen for you if you're ready and you want to change. If you're not, that's you. There's other ways, okay? What do we got here? Okay, we get 9 more minutes. There we go. Oops, hit the wrong button. We don't want to, remember that happened last time, people? So funny. Okay, Julie Knox, realtor. Oh, hey, realtors. Oh my gosh, you realtors, I love you because you go into people's houses when they want to sell, and then you probably need somebody like me and somebody like also the get the help. Yeah, when you think about how long does it take to declutter an area, you just need somebody to help you. Yeah, and I don't go in and do the heavy lifting, but I do the things before the heavy lifting. I help you get ready for and practice making the decisions, so then you can just point at things and get, the college hunks with junk and all the people to come in. I want you to take that, take that, take that, take that. I'm keeping this, pack that stuff up. You can sit there on your little queen throne, your little, thing, and make the decisions. But the decisions come from you. They come from your head and your heart. Nobody, if movers showed up in your house and you hadn't made decisions, everybody's going to be sitting around going, I don't know, and you're going to be like, I don't know. It's going to be a big waste of your time, okay? So, oh, Carla Holiday, I love this because Carla's one of my first clients because I'm trying to get clients, I'm trying to get clients, but I love it. One of my first clients in Alabama, and she says, just in 2 sessions alone, things are so different already. Fired up, boy, are you fired up, and friends are too. Notice the positive ripple effect. And thank you, Tea Time. Yeah, these are those what do you call them? Pear glasses. Ta-da! I mainly use them because I like the sunglasses thing. Actually, technically, the sunglasses are a little bit darker than I want, but I'm going to the eye doctor this week, so my glasses may change. And boy, do I love my eye doctor. I am going to do a TikTok video to share with you how fun my eye doctor is. Okay. Yes, we have to help pack it up. And it's cool. They love it. Good stuff. I love this. Ellen is saying, thanks for the live, Beth. You kept me company while I shampooed a rug due to my adorable buddy. Yes. There we go. Beth has a great look. Love your haircut and glasses. Haircut. Check my nails. There we go. All right. These are the Wanda. But notice the frames that what works for you, what works for me may not work for you. But try on the things. Play with this stuff. Play with these concepts that I am giving you. Okay? I'm sharing these things to you, not to just be like, look what I want. Oh, hey, user 1963, we need to talk about, you met with Davy Jones and Mickey Dolenz as a teen. Stars in my eyes, lady. Stars in my eyes. Yeah. Alrighty. Music is everything to me. Check out my daughter's LA band, Kit Kat 60. Send me a DM about that so I'll look it up. I don't want to dismiss it, but I will probably forget it in like a hot minute. Okay. Yeah, I decluttered coffee cups. Yes, you have them. Yeah, we collect them. And I'm like, I don't need this many. How about this? You guys, play with the words you use. We used to collect them. We don't do it anymore. We used to collect them, and now we have one shelf in the cupboard, and all the things need to fit there. But here's something you might notice about this. This is a perfect kind of real-world example. You may have a ton of mugs, coffee mugs, not because you have 18 hands like 8 hands like an octopus, but because you have a tradition of a thing you do. You define yourself. When we go away, we create, we collect a mug. The collecting is the fun part. The owning it is now we need to make room for it. And also think of the functionality. We have easily just one whole shelf that is filled with mugs. Now, I know for a stone cold fact, me, and also my husband. My husband and I both grab for the same mug every day. Now I made these ones for me because I liked doing a little thing with my logo and stuff like that. This one's actually too big. I ordered the wrong size. So I have like one of 3.5 mugs that I tend to grab towards. We have enough that some people, if we have people over, my husband sometimes has band members come over, we have friends and we want to have coffee, we have enough to use for, if, oops, better keep them if we need people. If it was just him and I, and we didn't have people coming over, we would probably keep 4 mugs. But we know people might come over, so we have enough. But we don't actively collect them anymore. And if we did, it would be kind of a one in, one out. It needs to all fit on that shelf. So just notice this. You tend to probably use 20% of your stuff 80% of the time. Clothing, shoes, because you can only wear one pair at a time. Clothing, shoes, mugs. Get curious. Start to notice the habits you have surrounding your items. What are the things you use all the time? That's not your clutter. The clutter is the stuff that you don't use all the time. So just look at the stuff you don't use all the time and have a conversation with yourself about it. Now, this is really funny because I will share with you, as I'm talking about mugs, I look over to my desk that I'm usually doing my TikToks and I do my coaching at, and I see a mug that I bought when I was in Ireland. I love that mug, but I love the idea of it, the design, but it was too small for me, too thin, and so I keep it, but I keep my my pens in it. So I get to see it and still get delighted by the design, but I'm not using it as a mug. I've reused it for something else, okay? So now we get 3 minutes late. There we go. What do we have? Yep, keeping you company too. This is enough. Yeah, collecting. Yes, see, notice everyone collecting the Starbucks. Yes. Yes, where would that live? What a good idea. Where's its home? Where's that going to live? And here's the thing, people, I will share this too, again, from my own personal experience. There are things out there in the world that I love this. My gosh, you guys, light dawns on Marblehead, as we would say up in Massachusetts. I was literally about to say there's going to be some things you want in your life that you don't have room for, because I was thinking of these two kind of hanging lamp type things that just, I look around my home and I'm like, no, they really wouldn't look anywhere. Somebody's going to bop their head on it. Because I moved my desk to a different position now, as I'm saying this, I look above where I'm sitting all the time, where I've got like this lamp over my head all the time. And suddenly my brain is like, maybe a Nelson bubble lamp could look right there. Right there. Now, I don't know if, I would want, frankly, people to see my Nelson bubble lamp because it's wicked cool. So I don't know if it would need to be over my head because they're wildly expensive too. But notice how you literally, I don't know if you saw the go through, but I was like, nope, you can't have it. Sometimes things are not going to fit in your house. Maybe they will. But what I say is, notice if you don't have a home for something, why are you bringing it home? Why are you bringing it into your house if you don't have a need for it or a home for it? Now, I'm not saying don't do it. Just get curious about that, and maybe that slows you up enough to say, you know what? I don't need that. You know what? This is kind of cute, but I really don't need another mug. Yeah. Reblexa is saying I have like 20 pairs of shoes, and I wear 3 of them. So do I. Yeah. There we go. Julie Knox. Go to destinationdecluttered.com. That's my website. Sign up for my mailing list. We do a lot of cool things, mailing list people and I. We just had, this past week, we had a free group Zoom call. It's like a group coaching call. We do that. You get first dibs pretty much on everything. So yeah, that's it. Also, if you want me as your one-on-one coach, I do a 10-session program. It's all I ever do. You can sign up for multiples of those. I don't know. I just love it. Okay. There we go. Jen B is using his Starbucks mugs as for soup bowls. Awesome. Yeah. Bobby Dugas is saying, I think of clutter as things that don't have a home. 100%. It's probably why it's cluttering up your surfaces. So seriously, guys, if I did not watch the time, and it's funny, I literally got just a reminder popped up on my thing that I have a class that I'm going to in an hour. If I was not watching the clock, I would hang out with you all day. I can talk clutter. I can share ideas until the cows come home. And we don't even have cows. Okay, but it's 10 o'clock Eastern time on a Sunday morning. I hope me showing up today has helped you. It's the only reason I do this. I don't do this to hear myself talk. If you like what I am doing, please consider, I don't know, following my TikTok page, signing up for the mailing list, sharing it with your friends, signing up for coaching, all sorts of things. I have TikTok lives showing up again later on this week. There is, if you're on the Destination Decluttered mailing list, did I do it? Yeah, okay. I think I sent it out for the rest of the week. Check on the front of my TikTok page. There should be a video posted there that gives you the schedule of the TikTok lives for this week. I'm like 99.9% I do it. I'm really good at a lot of that stuff, but sometimes I got to check myself before I wreck myself. But I will show up this week on TikTok lives if you enjoyed this. If it kept you company and you could listen to me and get decluttering done, awesome. Or maybe you're just sitting there scrolling on your phone. That is cool too. Maybe you're watching this as a recording because they get uploaded to Destination Decluttered on YouTube. All good, my people. But you're my people. You need help with clutter. I want to help you. We have the same temperament maybe because I'm Gen X and I'm talking about stuff in random, anywhere from Davy Jones to Depeche Mode. That's how I roll, okay? Always a pleasure, my friends. I'm going to sign off now, and I look forward to seeing you in the future, okay? Bye. Oops, wrong thing. Hit the wrong button. You guys, this is totally behind the scenes thing. Oh, I see why. Okay, there we go. Okay.